The best bullpen in baseball just got better. That's right, the Dodgers have made yet another signing. Also, we get into the latest, a familiar face returning to the Dodgers. We get into what I think about it in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 28% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button, but 71% you have not subscribed yet. You know, myself and Brad J, we're bringing you everyday Dodger content. You're not going to find content like this anywhere else on YouTube. We're the best Dodger channel out there, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Of course, Kirby Yates, that's right, reliever, formerly of the Texas Rangers, has agreed to a contract with the Dodgers. They have reached a tentative agreement. This is the latest report we got this morning. Nothing official yet, but Jack Harris of the LA Times and Ken Rosenthal and Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic, among other insiders, have reported that both parties are working towards a deal. The Athletic indicates that there's serious negotiations taking place. There was a report, late yesterday, that there was interest on both sides, but now this morning it was kind of confirmed that an agreement is basically in place due, with the money and the length of the contract. It seems like they've already come to that agreement. Simply, what needs to get done now is the physical, right? And there's nothing, of course, certain. This guy is 38 years old, and, with Yates' injury history, as it says here in the report, it's not necessarily a layup, but it seems like that's the stage they've reached. So if he passes that physical, then this guy is going to be a Dodger. The first guy to report this was Bob Nightingale this morning, early in the East Coast. Bob Nightingale of USA Today reported the Dodgers and Kirby Yates had reached a tentative agreement, and then, of course, basically they needed to complete a physical. Yates is a client of Beverly Hills Sports Council, which, of course, would be the second high-profile bullpen addition. Tanner Scott, also from there, just got a contract from the Dodgers. So I think the Tanner Scott contract agreement that the Dodgers have with Scott kind of helped out the Kirby Yates opportunity, right? I think if the Dodgers had not signed Scott, we would not be talking about Kirby Yates coming to the Dodgers, right? And Kirby Yates is a journeyman pitcher. This guy has pitched for a lot of teams, the Rays, the Yankees, the Angels, the Padres, the Braves, and of course recently with the Texas Rangers. And he had some pretty good numbers last year with the Rangers, and has been, a pitcher that I think struggled at the beginning of his career. He's had a lot of injuries, Kirby Yates. He kind of started late, right? He was in the minors for a while, because the guy's already, 38. He's definitely an older pitcher, and he's only been in the big leagues for, 7-8 years. So he kind of, his debut definitely was later in his, in his career, right? He took a while to break into the big leagues. But I think with the numbers he had, his ERA was like 1.17 last year with the Texas Rangers. It was honestly one of the best for sure. So this guy was very good on a Texas Rangers team that wasn't very good, right? They were pretty awful last year. They didn't even go to the playoffs. And of course, Kirby Yates was also a part of that team that won the World Series in 23. So let's not forget, Kirby Yates also brings in that playoff experience. So I think it's a great pickup. Obviously, Kirby Yates is not going to be the closer. He's probably even a setup guy. I don't know, probably a 6th or 7th inning guy. I think honestly the Tanner Scott pickup is obviously huge, right? He is for me going to be the closer for the Dodgers, right? I mean, I think if he starts out, if he earns that spot, which I think he will, he's clearly going to be the closer, right? Because this guy's numbers last year, just the pitches that he has, and just the kind of pitcher that he is, the resume he has, I think he's going to be the closer. Something the Dodgers last year kind of struggled to find, right? They had to use different people. Maybe this year they'll get some consistency in Tanner Scott, and he'll be the closer basically the entire year. So let's hope for the best. Hopefully Kirby Yates can pass his physical, because it seems like that's all it's going to be needed. He just needs to pass that physical, and he is going to be a Dodger, and the Dodgers once again will be robbing baseball and getting another player. It's just crazy how this offseason has gone. I don't know what you guys think, but this has been one of the craziest off seasons for the Dodgers in recent memory, and it's kind of surprising it's happening this year, right? Because the Dodgers just won the World Series. They just won the World Series, and they are making more pickups and acquisitions that I don't think anybody saw coming, right? This team is completely revamped for next year, and they just won a World Series. Sometimes you're a little concerned about that. You think, well, we just won the World Series, so should we have really changed so much? But I think the Dodgers had to, right? I think the Dodgers pitching was suspect all year long. Kind of hard to believe when you say that because the Dodgers won the World Series, but the pitching was suspect all the way to the end. I mean, even in the last game, Jack Flaherty had a poor start in Game 5 of that World Series, and, the Dodgers had to come back and win the clinching game, but they struggled with pitching all year, had too many injuries. They had to go out and change that because this year, is no guarantee, right? The Dodgers offense might not be where it's at. The Dodgers offense might not be as strong. It's going to be strong, but it might not have the same kind of production that it had in 2024, and you got to make that up with pitching, right? I mean, you can't expect Shohei Ohtani to do 50-50 every year. It's just not going to happen, and you're going to have better pitching, right? So I think the Dodgers did a great job. They're doing a great job. They've gotten almost everybody they wanted. Blake Snell, Roki Sasaki, Tanner Scott, all these guys are all going to help out. Now, speaking of pitchers, we got a report yesterday on a, kind of a familiar face, right? Guy that Dodger fans know very well, Kenley Jansen, revealed that he is open to reunion with the Dodgers in free agency. He was basically interviewed, those TMZ interviews he was getting, I believe, at the airport. TMZ spoke to former Dodgers closer Kenley Jansen, who was coming back home to LA. They interviewed him there at LAX. Jansen was asked if he would return to the Dodgers in free agency. Jansen replied, "You never know. I'm a free agent. We'll see where it goes." And also, he was asked directly if he would say yes to the Dodgers. They called him. He said, "I'm ready to play, man. I'm ready to play wherever it is." Wow. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I'm going to have to say that's going to be a no for me. It's going to be a no for me because I just don't think the Dodgers should sign Kenley Jansen. I think the Dodgers gave Kenley Jansen a lot of opportunities in his career with LA. I don't know what you guys think, but I think the Dodgers should pass up on Kenley Jansen, especially if this Kirby Yates thing goes through and he passes his physical and they sign him. If it doesn't go through, then yeah, there's going to be that possibility. But I think the Dodgers should not sign Kenley Jansen. I really think Kenley Jansen, he had his good years. I think he's over the hill. I think he's an over the hill player. I think his playoff numbers have been suspect. I think he was not a player that the Dodgers could rely on in big situations at times. And, sure, he's had a resurgence in his career, with the Red Sox and all that, but Dodgers got to pass up on him. You cannot bring back Kenley Jansen and expect him to be the Jansen of 2013, right? It's just not going to happen. So I think the Dodgers got to pass up on this guy. I just think it's a no for me. I don't know what you guys think, comment below, but I think the Dodgers got to pass up and not get this guy back. I think the Dodgers have a good bullpen. Let's not mess up a good thing, right? Let's not bring back Kenley Jansen. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!